Animals can generally be told from plants because most animals move about. Animals are living things that get their food by eating plants and other animals. Plants usually make their own food and do not move about very much. Animals are found in every size, shape, and color. Some kind of animal lives almost everywhere. Animals' great variety enables them to do many things wherever they live. There are thousands of different kinds of animals and many different groups. Scientists have looked closely at each kind of animal and decided what animal group it belongs in by the way its body was made and worked. There are many groups of animals that are related, but we can look at 8 groups that will cover most of the animals you will ever see. First, let's look at the one-celled animals. These animals are so small, we have to use a microscope to see them. A one-celled animal is just one small part called a cell. This is a paramecium. It swims using tiny hair-like paddles. This is an amoeba. It is a one-celled animal that moves by flowing. Sponges are the second group. This is an orange-colored sponge. Sponges live in water. Some kinds live in the ocean, and a few kinds live in fresh water. A sponge's body is made of many cells. Each cell helps the whole animal, but also lives somewhat to itself. A sponge gets its food by taking in water through these holes. It filters food and oxygen out of the water and passes the water out of its body. This is another group, the hollow-bodied animals. Most of these animals, like this sea anemone, have a round body with a hollow center. This is another kind of sea anemone. They don't travel much. They usually stay fastened to a rock. If you touch a sea anemone, it will close up. Corals are in this group. These orange animals are single corals about as big as a dime. This is coral rock. It is called a rock because many coral animals make hard rock-like skeletons around their soft bodies. This is another shape of coral rock. Thousands of small animals make up the coral. Some of the corals and their close relatives don't form hard skeletons, but are soft like this. Jellyfish are a part of the hollow-bodied group of animals. They swim in the ocean by moving their whole bodies. This next group of animals have soft bodies. However, many members of this group, like this sea snail, have hard shells around their soft bodies. Land snails also have soft bodies with a shell. Slugs have soft bodies without a shell. These are sea slugs. They live in the ocean. Perhaps the octopus is the most interesting member of this group of animals. It has 8 long arms or legs. Suction cups along the arms help it to hold on to things. Worms are a group of animals that have long, slim bodies. Worms that live in the ground of lawns are the kind we most often see. Worms like this have segments or short ring-like sections to their bodies. See the segments? This is a tube worm. It lives in the ocean and builds a tube around its body. You can see the segments of its body. Tube worms have brightly colored gills that look like a flower. This group of common animals has jointed feet and legs. Not only do these animals have jointed feet and legs, they have their skeletons on the outside of their bodies. This crab has a hard outer covering to its body. Insects are in this group. There are many kinds of insects. This group of animals sheds its hard outer covering for a new, larger one as it grows and changes. Spiders are not insects, but they are in the same group of animals with jointed legs and skeletons on the outside of their bodies. This spider is capturing an insect for food. Shrimp, crabs, lobsters, crayfish, and barnacles are also members of this group. They live in water. It's easy to see that they have jointed feet and legs. Barnacles make a shell and fasten it to something. They use their feet to draw food into their mouths. This next group of animals has spiny skins. This starfish belongs to this group. You can see the spiny skin of this starfish. The sea urchin has spines that move slowly and help to protect the animal. Most members of this group have small tube feet. You can see them waving among the spines. They can use these as suction cups. They hold onto rocks with these tube feet. This is the last group. The members of this group have vertebrae, or bones that form a spine. Many of the common animals that we see every day, including humans, are in this group. Fish have vertebrae. You can see the vertebrae in this fish. Fish use fins and the movement of their bodies to move through the water. Frogs and salamanders have vertebrae and soft, wet skins. Reptiles like snakes, lizards, turtles, and alligators have vertebrae. They have tough, dry skins. Reptiles live in both water and on the land. Birds have vertebrae. Most birds are able to fly. They can do this because they have powerful muscles attached to their bones. Mammals have vertebrae. They have hair on their bodies. Mammals nurse their young and usually take good care of the young. Whales do not have much hair on their bodies. They are the largest of the mammals. The world has many kinds of animals and quite a few different groups. We have looked at 8 of the most common groups. Scientists have grouped animals by the shape and functions of their bodies. One of the simplest groups are the tiny animals with only one cell to their bodies. Sponges have many cells, but each cell takes care of itself to some extent. Animals like the jellyfish and the sea anemone have hollow bodies that are usually round. The soft-bodied animals, like the snail, often have hard shells. Segmented worms have long, slim bodies. Animals with jointed feet form a very large group. Insects, spiders, and such animals as the crayfish and crabs form this group. Some animals, like the starfish and the sea urchin, have spiny skins and suction tube feet. The last and probably the most common group have vertebrae. Fish, amphibians, reptiles, birds, and mammals are all in this group. We can better understand how animals live if we understand some of the large groups of animals and how their bodies are made.